Hi everyone, my name is Samantha Andra, and I did my project on the future of women in Pakistan after the leadership of Benazir Bhutto. I do have a little bit of a cold, so I'm sorry if you can hear me snuffling or coughing every once in a while. I hope you can please excuse me. So to understand what the future holds for women in Pakistan and in politics, I first wanted to take a quick look at who Benazir Bhutto is. So Benazir Bhutto was the daughter of Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, and he was a prime minister from 1973 to 1977. And then later she became the prime minister for Pakistan during 1988 through 1990, and then again in 1993 to 1996. So since her dad served, she kind of already had politics in her home and was learning about them, and she was the first prime minister for Pakistan. So that was a huge leap right there for the women in politics. In 1990, Bhutto was then dismissed by President Khan on charges of corruption. A lot of her political stance in the country kind of went back and forth. A lot of people didn't really like having her as a prime minister because she was a woman, and the first woman as a prime minister, and so it was kind of hard for them to swallow that. And so there were a lot of people who really liked her, and then a lot of people who really didn't. And so she then exiled herself to London, actually, for a short while before she returned to Pakistan. When she was rallying for another political movement, she was assassinated in December of 2007. And a few months before that, there was actually another assassination attempt where she didn't die, but a lot of her followers did. And then she died in December of 2007. So that kind of gives you an idea of who she was, the first woman prime minister, and just kind of back and forth with everybody in the country. So women in politics kind of before and after this kind of can give you an idea of how much they had a voice. Beforehand, they really didn't have a voice in their country. In the very first Pakistani Legislative Assembly, women only held 3% of the total seats. The number of seats being total was 30, and women only required 2 of those. And then later, women held 0. They had no participation in the next Legislative Assembly. So, and that was before Benazir Bhutto became prime minister and before really women were involved at all. So you can kind of see that there's not really much involvement for women in politics. But then after, in the 2013 election, women held 70 of the 342 seats in the lower house of the National Legislature, which was almost 20% of the whole of the total seats. It then again increased in 2018 elections when the number of women voters jumped 66% compared to the 2013 elections. So now women represent 44% of registered voters in Pakistan. So women in politics really started to increase and kind of just take off when Benazir Bhutto became when she became prime minister. So it was really good. The downfall of it is that even though women are entering the politics, a lot of these women already come from influential political families, and so it's not like your everyday day-to-day woman in Pakistan. So they don't necessarily know all of the hardships that women are necessarily going through, because they come from those higher political families. So sometimes it's a good thing because women are having more and more of a voice, and hopefully those women who are doing the day-to-day in Pakistan will feel empowered by the women who are in office, that they can also jump in and, participate in politics in Pakistan. So what's next for Pakistan? As we learned from our reading in the book I Am Malala, there's a part where they talked about how women's husbands and fathers and brothers, they would just disappear, and women didn't know if they were dead or if they were alive, and they couldn't do anything. They couldn't go anywhere by themselves. They couldn't get remarried. They couldn't live by themselves, and it was really hard for them. And so, as time has been going on, women are making new leaps and bounds within their country. They have more female leaders, more teachers, they're becoming educated, and then women are moving up to make a stand in Pakistan. And then I really like this quote from Muhammad Jinnah. He's the founder of Pakistan. He said in 1944, "I have always maintained that no nation can ever be worthy of its existence that cannot take its women along with men. No struggle can ever succeed without women participating side by side with men. There are two powers in the world. One is the sword and the other is the pen. However, there is a third power stronger than both, that of women." So it was kind of inspiring to see that even the founder of Pakistan recognized that women are very influential and that they have a strong voice in Pakistan. And I think that it, as time has gone on, not only for Pakistan, but for other countries in the world as well, that women are taking a stronger stand in politics. So that's kind of just my summary of politics in Pakistan with women and kind of what the future holds for them.